Hello everyone, DayOneNoob here and welcome back to another video. In this video I will be discussing the top 5 tips you can use to improve your gameplay and climb the ranks faster. Some guys were asking me, I'm stuck around Master 3 or Master 1 and I can't seem to reach like the legendary ranks. So in this video I will try to help you guys, and so you can see what the top 5 tips and tricks I got in house for you. So let's start with tip number 1. Understand what the current meta is. So like the best guns to use, the best perks to use at the moment. So this new season has just launched, so some guns are gonna get a nerf, some are gonna get a buff, but nothing has been confirmed yet. So for now the top guns are to use. So for the snipers, like a DLQ33, that's like the best top sniper. You can also use the Arctic 50, but most people are using the DL sniper. So make sure if you have a sniper class set up to use that sniper. It's like the best sniper right now in the game. And for the assault class, like a lot of people are using the KN44. It's a great gun. Also the new gun that has been out, you need to be tier 21 to actually get the gun. It's actually the Scar H, or it's like a DRH it's called right now. It's a pretty good gun for longer ranges. It kills pretty quickly. So that's like an assault rifle you can try out right now. It seems pretty good. I haven't been trying to play with it yet. And for SMGs, like the QQ9 is the best for a really close range. Anything on longer ranges it won't be useful, but on a close range it will absolutely destroy everyone in its path. And of course the PDW is a pretty good gun together with the Rust. They're all like a bit on the same ground, so see what fits you more. So just understand what the current meta is right now. You can also, a lot of YouTubers actually post like the top 5 guns to use, or what are the most useful guns right now. They like tier it in a couple of categories, so you can watch that. Actually make sure you use the guns that are the most useful in the current meta. That will improve your gameplay and improve your chances to killing someone and win a gunfight. So tip number 2 is watch high tier players. So other players like in the top 10 of the leaderboard. So make an example like Jokes, the number 1 or not like number 4 right now of the world. And he has an own YouTube channel and he's explaining all like how to move like a pro, like common things you probably don't know about. So watch the high tier players like YouTubers or streams of them, and see what you can learn from them. There's a lot of you can learn of them, maybe some hidden spots, or maybe the way he moves, the way he reacts, the way he plays, and try to like practice it more in your own gameplay. I don't say like spend hours watching them, just watch a video of them, see what he does, how they play. Can you like practice it more in your own gameplay, but try to watch them and see how they play and then practice it more in your own gameplay. Actually tip number 3 for that as well is practice more. It's like a simple thing, of course. You say, oh yeah, just practice more and then you will get better, but actually it's the best point. And not practicing in like just jump in a ranked match and see what happens, but just try to practice on training grounds. Try maybe installing even an aim trainer on your mobile or iPad. There are some aim trainers that are pretty good, and if you just play like 10 or 15 minutes in that, even for the training ground, if you like try and tracking the board that's like in front of you and try to keep on the target, you can just practice it. Maybe do it in 5, 10 or 15 minutes. Don't even have to be long matches, but if you just do it every day and be consistent with it, you're gonna see some improvements in tracking the target or staying on target. You're gonna see some improvements there. So that's like the best way to practice, and not just jumping in like multiplayer matches or ranked matches. The best way to actually practice is to or play with a custom match 5v5 and have like a good team against you, and make sure you practice against that, because then you can just see what you did wrong and see what you need to improve on. So, and otherwise just try before going into the match, try do a warm-up of training grounds, or even go on an aim trainer, download an app or aim trainer, and try to improve on that. Because if you do that every day for like 10 or 15 minutes, doesn't even need to be longer. If you just stay there, warm up and see how you can improve on that, you'll actually see improvement in your gameplay. So try and do that. Also, right with the 4th tip is to review yourself after each game. If you just play ranked matches and you lost the game, stop blaming the teammates, because just look at yourself. What could I do different? Did I play that right, or should I do something different in that scenario? Just try to review yourself after each game, or maybe even record yourself, like record the gameplay you're playing, and then just watch the gameplay after you lost the match or even won the match. See what you can improve on, and it will help out a lot, instead of just blaming your teammates after you lost the game, or after you barely lost the game and you want to like scream at your teammates like what they did wrong. Just look at yourself first. If you're on the top of the leader, even if you're like number 1 and you still lost the game, maybe you could have done something different and that could change the game. Like maybe you shouldn't have rushed in the whole time, maybe you should hold it back, Maybe you should do it different. Just review yourself after each game, maybe even record yourself. Some phones have the basic on their phone just to record the gameplay. So maybe try that, review the game after you played it and see what you can improve on. I promise you it will help a lot. And then the final tip, try playing with more fingers. Sometimes people say it's more like a preference thing, but actually if you play with more fingers you have a little more advantage over the other players with playing with like 2 thumbs only. Of course, there's nothing wrong with 2 thumbs, don't get me wrong, there are some great players playing with 2 thumbs. But if you can play with more fingers, you can do more at the same time. So I'm trying to play with 4 fingers right now. It's pretty hard on the phone, I get it, but 3 fingers is pretty doable. Because you can just shoot with one button and then keep like strafing with the other one, and you can even like drop shot or jump with the other button. While you're only playing with 2 thumbs, you can't shoot and move at the same time. You gotta like be stuck in the same position, you can't do much else. So if you play with 3 or 4 fingers, you can actually shoot and strafe at the same time, or drop shot at the same time, or jumping, and it will increase the chance that you survive that gunfight instead of you just standing still in one position trying to shoot the other guy that is moving around really quick, and you just standing still and he can just shoot you. Like a pretty easy task for him if you just shoot a standing still target, and it's probably harder for you to shoot a target that is moving all the time doing crazy stuff. And if you're just using more fingers, even using 3, maybe work yourself up to 4. On the phone it's pretty hard, I know, but it's maybe worth it because you can do more at the same time. So that will increase your chance of surviving each gunfight. It won't like improve your aim because that is like up to you, you need to practice that more, but it will improve your movement, and movement is a pretty important thing together of course with positioning yourself in good places if you're playing like domination or anything. So try playing with more fingers, it will increase your chance of surviving because you can do more at the same time. So those are basically the top 5 tips I can give you right now to improve your gameplay. Also a bonus tip, just real quick, like be aware of where the enemies are. So you sure this is especially important in like search and destroy matches. If you know where the enemies are, yeah, you saw someone really quickly behind a corner, you know there's one, and then the teammate says, oh, maybe there's one over here, and you saw them put a trip mine over there. Just make sure you all remember that and you know where the enemies are. It's also important for like hardpoint domination to know where the spawns are, so you know where the enemies are. So if the enemies are spawning in one position, you can like think for yourself, they will probably move from there, and you can like anticipate them where they're coming from, and then you can just position yourself right, and then you can get the drop on them and get some easy kills of that. So that's like a bonus tip, be aware of where the enemies are. It's very basic, but it requires a lot of game sense and it requires some practicing, and you will get better at it if you practice more matches, so you know where the spawns are. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below and I will respond as quick as I can. And I hope these tips and tricks will help you, and see you guys in the next one. See ya.